it's Randy. Quick video here. Hopefully what I'll be doing is installing a basket onto my Salsa Journeyman. There's no cheap way to do it. What I'm going to attempt to do is use one of these cheap Sunlight front racks that are made to mount to the cantilever brake studs on the fork. Now I'm going to try and manipulate it so it'll work on the side mount brazons of the fork. They do make front racks that'll work for this, but they're pretty pricey from what I've seen. And this Sunlight rack's like $20. And here you can see how this rack is meant to be used. And it mounts right there along with the brake. Okay, the first thing I've done is bent these brackets or tabs here, flattened them out. And they are steel. The rest of the rack's aluminum, but these tabs were steel, so there shouldn't be any problem in bending them. And it'll mount right there. So next up is a bracket to attach to the fork here, between the rack and the fork. I'll have to come up with something for that. Just don't think the bracket that came with the rack is gonna work. It's gonna have to be bent in such an awkward position that it's, I think would weaken it and wouldn't be strong enough. Okay, and what I found to use was this is a bracket for a curtain rod or drape rod thing. I'll post a picture of it here, what it was like before I modified it. So I bent it to hopefully mate the bike and the rack. I had to drill a hole here to mount it to the fork, and then I've trimmed off some of the upper portion up here that wasn't needed. And we'll see how this works out. Hopefully I got all the angles and everything bent right. And as you can see, I also gave it a coat of paint. Here's the bolt I'll be using. I put a rubber and like nylon washer there to go in between the bracket and the fork. I put in some plastic spacers here to take up some of the slack that was between the rack leg support thing here, whatever it is, and the fork, so it doesn't have to squeeze these in as much to meet up with the fork. And there we have it. The rack is on. I drilled out a slot in this back panel so I could access the bolt that holds the bracket to the fork. Minimal clearance there, but I think that's enough for me. And it seems to be pretty sturdy, and I won't be carrying much weight in there. And next is to attach the basket. And the basket is on. I just zip tied it in several places. So to recap what I did here, I took one of these Sunlight racks made to mount on the brake studs of a cantilever type brake. These were originally in an L shape, and I straightened them out, bolted them to the brazons on the fork, and then modified a bracket I had to connect the rack to the fork. If it was any taller of a tire, this wouldn't work. We'd probably have to drill out this rivet here and then bolt a longer piece like this in there. And now to take it for a spin, make sure nothing's rubbing or in the way of the cockpit. Yeah, a quick 5-mile ride for a coffee. And the basket held up just fine. Seems stable. Clears all the levers. Still room to put my hands in the drops. Not that I ever do that. So I think it's going to work out fine.